Hi. In the last video we have seen about what are the different kinds of variables we will be using in a Perl. So in this video I will be showing you or we'll be discussing about the scalar variables and how do we declare in Perl's programming. Okay. It stores a single item of a data. First of all, we declare a variable and it stores only a single item of a data. Then we call it as a scalar variable. For example, I wanted to store a name called city, so I can declare a variable using my dollar symbol and the variable followed by the variable name, and it's storing in a double quotes, and my country and USA. Either the data can be stored in the form in double quotes or and in a single quotes. We'll see what is double quotes and what is single quotes, what is the difference between them. And you can also add a numeric values or a floating values, and either it in the form of the quotes or it can be directly written with the numbers. So here if you see, I'm not adding any quotes. That means it is considering it as a numeric value. If it is a quotes, it could consider it as a text, right? So in this way we declare a scalar variables. Type conversion. What is a type conversion? It's any languages that converts strings and numbers whenever necessary, that is numbers to strings or strings to numbers. Okay, for example, in order to add a floating point number, so first let us take a number 1 is nothing but we have two variables, number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is a normal integer and number 2 is a floating value, so it can sum both number and a floating value, I mean integer and floating, right? So this is nothing but the type conversion. It internally adds both floating and integer number. Okay, putting the number in one string, so we can print it. The print says or name says the sum of number is, so it displays the results. Quoting strings. Single quote don't expand variable or escape sequence. So as I said, we are going to see the differences, right? So what does a single quote represent and what does a double quotes represent? So if you look at here, single quotes don't expand variable or escape sequence. So here I am declaring a dollar symbol and 9.95. so ideally the dollar itself is a variable, but here you can see when you declare a variable you just start with the dollar symbol, right? But here I wanted to explicitly print the value here, so we can directly use a quotes and double quotes too. Okay, so here this will print the value of it, dollar 9.95. okay, if you wanted to print any variable data, then you can directly, if you feel like in this particular string or the data you wanted to print some variable, then you can go for double quotes. If you don't want to print any variables, then you can go for a single quotes. Use a backslash to escape special characters in double quoted strings. For example, in a double quote, if you wanted to use a extra backslash or quotes, then you can use if backslash. For example, if you're not giving a backslash here, it will think like the print command has been ended here, but you wanted to print this statement on the output screen with double quotes. In that case you can use backslash. In the same way, it is not only used for double backslash, it also used for dollar also. If you want to print the dollar symbol, then it will also print the dollar symbol, or else it will be thinking like it's something unusual. Okay, so in this way we can use a quoting string, so better quote marks. This can look ugly, so he said the price is this, so this is a tidier alternative. So either, I mean, if you look at this, it looks like double quotes and it will be confusing, right? So in this we have another option or alternative, that is by coding. If you wanted to code a double quotes, so you will have a function called QQ and place it in a bracket and you can just print it directly. And if you wanted to use a single quotes, then you can use a single quote, then it can print it. Okay, so that's the importance of the quotes. And I hope you have understood what mean by a scalar variables. Now let's see undefined values. So sometimes we declare a variable and we don't use it, and what is the status of that one? So Perl by default it stores the special value called undef. How do we test it? We can test using a define function. If define my var, then you can assign undefined yourself. Okay, so in this way we can use it. Is useful when you are writing a big program, so then sometimes we might expect some values, or sometimes the variable may not have a value stored in it at that time. This is very much useful. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. This is all about a scalar variable, so I will be coming up with another different kind of variable that is on arrays in the next video. Thank you so much. Have a great and pleasurable day or an evening.